Hey there. Thank you for joining me for another devotional. The devotionals lately, they've had this theme about looking at how far God is able to reach, looking at how far God can reach to reach us in our failures and in our mistakes. And the devotional for this week is no different. This was sent to me through the devotional Slice of Infinity by Ravi Zacharias International Ministries. And in the devotional, I'm going to summarize most of it, and then I'll get to the kind of the quote that really hit home. So the writer of this devotional was looking at the life of the Ten Booms. Most of us know of Corrie Ten Boom. She wrote The Hiding Place. They were a family who sheltered Jews in Nazi Germany during the Holocaust, and eventually they got caught. They got sent into concentration camps. Corrie Ten Boom survived. She actually had a sister, Bestie, who did not survive the concentration camp. She died in a concentration camp. But the most of the devotionals talking about how for the Ten Booms, the work that they were doing, sheltering Jews from the Nazi regime, even identifying as Jews, the devotional brings up that when the Jews had to wear a patch that had a Star of David on it, the Ten Boom's father went to get in line saying, well, if they're going to get this, I'm going to as well, even though they weren't Jewish. And a lot of the devotionals saying, like, this is really what you see from Jesus in the Gospels. Jesus continues to identify with people who are oppressed and people who are struggling and those who are being persecuted. And that's exactly what the Ten Booms are doing. The Ten Booms are helping those in danger precisely because they're Christian and they thought that they were supposed to do this, that this was the call of Jesus to them. And the pastor that the Ten Booms went to actually tried to dissuade them from doing this. The pastor of the Ten Booms said, hey, look, the laws say that this is what the Jews are dealing with. The laws say that you're not allowed to shelter them, that you're not allowed to do these things. And as Christians, we're supposed to obey laws, so you shouldn't be doing this. And the Ten Booms' father responded that as Christians, we're supposed to follow God's law, which goes above human laws when the two are in conflict. And this all kind of ends up tying back to the Christians looking at Jesus and who Jesus is and what Jesus did, coming to earth, dying for us, and then being raised to life. And with Jesus being raised to life, we are promised life when we identify with him. And this is what the devotional says. Saying no to Hitler, they were being who they claimed to be. They were living the reality of the gospel and the truth of the resurrection they professed with their mouths and held in their hearts. Christians believe that Christ is risen from the dead. In the words of a dying Bestie Ten Boom in the concentration camp she would never leave, there is no pit so deep that Christ is not deeper still. There is no pit so deep that Christ is not deeper still. And she found this truth in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany as she was about to die. Christians throughout Germany found this truth as the German church began saying that really you have to be German or Aryan, white-skinned, preferably blonde-haired, blue-eyed, German descent to really be the example of what it means to be human, and that other races are inferior in God's eyes, and that salvation is really not for these other races anymore. The Christian church in Germany said, no, this isn't true. Jesus died for everyone, and Christ was deeper than their oppression. Christ is deeper than the depths of evil that existed in the concentration camp. Christ is deeper than the gutter on the side of the road that someone finds themselves in. Christ is deeper than the kind of endless dullness that permeates the quarantine that we're in. Christ is deeper than the deepest, darkest depression. Christ is deeper. There is no pit so deep that Christ is not deeper still. And if Bestie Ten Boom can say that, and if Corrie Ten Boom can bear witness to this through the writings and the works that she did after she survived the concentration camp, if Christians throughout time can bear witness to this truth, that there is no pit so deep that Christ is not deeper still, then I think all of us can maybe hold on to this, because all of us find those times. It could just be that things are just so dull and boring and seemingly meaningless that it's really hard to keep pressing on. It could be that you're really dealing with a hard time now, and things look so deep and so bad that you don't know how you're getting out of it. It could be that there is an evil that you see either within yourself or that is coming against you that is just so deep you don't think you can overcome it. Whatever that is, we can be tempted, just as the last couple weeks we looked at. We could be tempted to think that God can't quite reach that far. God can reach very far, but maybe not that far. But I want to encourage you this week, whatever depth it is that faces you, whatever pit it is that's in front of you, remind yourself of these words from Bestie Ten Boom. There is no pit so deep that Christ is not deeper still. God bless you. Take care.